How y'all doing today, chat? We out here talking about advice today. I hope everything's good. Got a nice sunny day. So, throughout life, right? A lot of us overachievers end up not taking people's advice. And I think a lot of that comes from, you don't really see, if you grew up like I did, you don't really see people that can really give you advice to the point that that'll get you to the point that you want to get to. But something I learned from my OGs that's recent is that, you might know shit, you might know something real good, but at the end of the day, like, you need to understand that you might know something, but they know something about something else. Like, for example, me as a Marine, I know a lot about weapon systems, and now I'm a blue collar man, so I know how to repair a lot of things. My father, on the other hand, he's a barber. He don't know how to pick up a tooth for nothing. But guess what? He knows how to fucking give a fade like there's no tomorrow. And he'll make your shape up super nice. But at the end of the day, you gotta take advice from people and listen to it. And then after you listen to it, you take what's good, you keep it in your mind, and what's bad, you let it go. Now, the hardest part with that is that you gotta really understand what people are trying to convey to you, right? Everyone's thought patterns thinks in a different way, right? So sometimes you might think something don't make sense, and they might look at you like, hey, this makes sense this way, and you're like, okay, this makes sense that way. So you gotta learn how to put yourself in the other person's shoes. See, advice can come from a good place and a bad place too. Like, sometimes people try to give you advice to mess you up, and that's where your discernment and your intuition comes in, and you gotta know which one to do. You gotta know which one to really take, but still listen to people. I think a key detail is once you listen to people and you really understand who's really there for you to give you the good advice and give you the bad ones, it helps you weed out, right? Now, when somebody's trying to give you bad advice, they're just helping you out, because now you get to just cut them off. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And people that give you good advice, or with advice with good intentions and advice with bad intentions, people that give you advice with good advice and advice with good intentions, you keep them around. Even if they might be wrong, they still looking out for you, right? Somewhere where we mess up a lot, especially I can only speak on a young man's perspective, is that, we think we know it all. We think we can figure it all out, and I got it, and I got this. But understand that you're not the first person to go through life. You're not the first person to do what you're doing, and you're not gonna be the last. And there's gonna be one day where you're gonna give somebody advice, and they're gonna think the same thing. I know better than you. What I look like taking your advice? I mean, look at this beautiful day, creation, right? You think you might be an artist. You think you might know better than the creator that created you. So at the end of the day, like, they might come from a place of wisdom that's way higher than yours, Being here today, that tower, actually kind of looks fire. Can y'all see that? Yeah, I can. It's a beautiful day. It's like 45 degrees, super nice and warm. I know I got a jacket on, but I'm gonna take y'all on a walk today. I'll get a couple of videos out of me. This is apparently like a little fort. I think they built this in the 1860s. Oh, look, cannons and everything. Look at that. See the cannons back there? It's fire. When you're looking at perfect example of advice. Somebody from this type of warfare time period probably would have told you that a good defense would be in the highland, right? Cannons need to be in the highland, all that. they don't understand is that modern warfare doesn't work like that anymore. So you gotta use the discernment and be like, hey, you trying to tell me something good from your experience. The world's ever changing, you know? Sometimes an OG will tell you different things, and they really mean well. They really do. But is the world the same? It ain't. You know, a lot of people grew up, a lot of it was the same for most of history. You know, you also have to understand that on top of that, you know, things might change, but people don't. People see psychology and how people react and how people move and how people treat you. It's always been, you know, similar. Power plays have always been a thing. Anywho, let me stop this right here.